Hey there, welcome back for another video. We're going to continue on with the Snowcat build here. If you watched the last video in the build series, we made this the first door. I started with the simplest one, and it seems to be quite popular. That video is getting a lot of views. If you want to check it out, I'll throw the link in the description below. Today my goal is to continue on and make the rest of the two front doors here. We're going to get the driver's and passenger door done. And I'm going to be so ambitious to want to proceed and start getting this top covered in and the front all the way down and windshield cut out. And then basically by that point, the cab is closed in, which is a big milestone for me. I can then organize getting some glass put in the front, and I'm going to go with a Lexan or an acrylic in the side windows to keep down on cost. And then after that, I think I'm going to probably switch gears. I'm going to have to stop with the body, and we're going to move back into the drivetrain again. I've been sort of procrastinating getting those pumps mounted and everything like that. It's a fairly technical process, whereas doing the rest of this cab work is really more of a creative process. So I'll have to get my mind wrapped around that again. And then there's a whole other ton of work to do. I'm going to split the cab. So from here up is going to separate from the lower frame. And then that's going to give me the ability, once the engine's pulled and everything like that, to clad in the sides with that 1/8 aluminum. And the bottom is going to be 3/16. So it's going to be a pretty heavy duty belly pan on this. And it's all going to be fully seam welded in to gain that amphibious feature I'm looking for. So I just need to get my brain wrapped around what I did on this last door. It's been several weeks. Once I figure that out, might as well get some pieces cut, and then I'll bring you back in. And I probably won't video too much of it. You already seen one door. The other ones are going to be fairly similar. But I'll keep it short and sweet, let you see the exciting parts, and then close in the roof. All right, let's get to it. Well, I worked on getting a few of the first door pieces cut out here. I'm doing a 1/2 inch spacing between the actual door and door jamb. That's going to give us, if you watch the other video, that's going to give us the clearance we need for the bulb seal that's going to be attached to the door itself. So as the door comes in, that seal is going to contact the jamb and get a really nice weather tight seal all the way around. Because when you're driving this thing down the lake in the winter with all that snow dust, that stuff's going to find its way in. So keeping these doors sealed off is pretty important. Good. Just as I did with the other door, we're really going to build the door to the opening. This isn't, I'm not building a ton of these. If I was recreating something over and over, I'd make a jig. That way I can guarantee that every door is going to come out exactly the way I want it. Being that this is a complete custom project, this door opening and the next door opening maybe aren't going to be the same. Obviously, they're different sides. So I'm not really worried about repeatability. I'm more interested in getting a really good fitment. So if this angle is off from that angle, I don't care too much. I'm more about all the body lines lining up and things like that, because that's going to be what you notice and what you look at. The fact it's slightly out of square or something isn't going to really get noticed. So that's my approach. Okay, there we have it. I have the door jamb and the door frame all cut out and clamped in place. It takes a bit of work. It's fairly finicky because I really need to make sure that I get all my gaps right. I get all my proper spacers in. I want to make sure all the miter joints line up really nicely. And they also line up at the same point in the jambs. So, that all takes quite a bit of work. It doesn't just happen. But I'm really happy where we are. It looks very consistent. The two doors are at the same height. I'm not very happy with what I have here with this side body panel being higher than the doors. So I think what I'll wind up doing is trimming that down, and there's going to be a little louver that I attach up here that just hangs out over the doors, just to help shed that water off like you see in most kind of older vehicles. So that'll go along the top and then just come down the first bend. So that'll be a nice little feature, and then it'll cover up these holes here. So even though that was, slightly a mistake, it won't really matter. You won't know. Always be as comfortable as you can. You're just going to get better results. I'm just going to get this clamped down in a few places and then work on welding some of these miter joints. And I figure if I can get it clamped down fairly decently, then I'll have to worry less about it all warping. Oh, perfect. Oh! Pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so that'll be going in there. So we'll be notching that and then cutting that way. I always try to mark out the direction I need to cut, because I've miscut before where you cut it the wrong way, or you cut it on the wrong surface, or you notch out the wrong side. So give yourself some marks. It'll keep your mind on track, and I've just found I have less screw ups that way. Did I get it right the first time? A little bit of gap there, but that's fine. That'll close up. Perfect. That'll be right in line. Driver's door latch will sit right in here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's get that welded up. You know what the downside to videoing all this stuff is? I don't get to listen to music while I work anymore. YouTube doesn't like that. Okay, I'm gonna take this off, get it over the table. I'm also gonna just go ahead and put the second one in while I have it on the table, because I'm gonna need the same spacing for this door latch. So every door will have kind of twin pieces like that. Well, I got that second bar welded in to match the two in this door that'll secure that handle. I guess I should get that. It's just temporarily clamped in, but that is going to work out awesome. Okay, I'd love to take credit that I planned this, but I got completely lucky when I ordered these, and the angle they put on the latch matches like the angle of the door spot on. So, I mean, even the back door that was vertical, it didn't really matter too much, but this is just going to look like it was meant to be. I really do like that. So now I'm going to move over to the other side. This door now needs the door skin put on to be able to get the hinges in and cut the door handle in. So until I do that, I need to stop. I don't feel like going into that stage until I have the other door frame ready. So I'm going to go ahead, spend the next couple of hours. I'm going to get the other side done to the same point, and then I'll meet you back here. We'll set up, we'll start cutting some sheet metal, close these in, cut out the window frame, or cut out the window on either panel, get the hinges mounted, and we'll have all three doors completed, and then get that roof on. So that sounds like quite a bit of work to do, but without having to pay attention to videoing and getting the right shots, building the other door and stuff should go pretty quickly. So I will meet you back here when I'm done, and we'll keep going. I'm really happy with the progress. I haven't majorly screwed up yet, so fingers crossed. Well, as I figured, it took a few hours, but I got the passenger door completed, as you can see. You know, carbon copy of the other side. And actually the measurements turned out pretty much bang on too. So I seem to be consistent, so that's good. I'm really liking the way it's looking. The doors stayed pretty true. I mean, there's a little wiggle room to them, but you know, it's not the heaviest duty door, but they're nice and light. You know, once they're in there and the glass is in as well, it's going to strengthen that up a bit. And once it's all seated down on the weather stripping, that should really help too. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress. That's going to be about it for today, but I'm going to be back in the shop tomorrow. So I'm really happy with where I'm at because I think pretty quickly we can get the 2 doors remaining skinned there. And after that, we should be able to continue on with the roof. Well, I'm pretty happy with the progress I made today. I'm going to call it quits for the day, I think. I'm going to come back at it tomorrow, continue on in this video where it's just going to cut over. But I'll come in, we're going to skin both the driver's and passenger door, get the window cut out done on both sides, and then probably get the hinges and latches mounted. And then once that's complete, I'll change gears and start working on the roof section. It's going to be pretty easy. One full sheet, and then I'll just mark it all out, cut it. It's going to wrap around to here, and then we'll have a seam on this front angle. I'm not too worried about the seam. It's going to get lots of polyurethane adhesive sealant, and then all those screws sort of to get that riveted appearance. So I don't think it's going to cause any leaks or anything. And then a big old front window, nice and big, like full size here. And then we have those really nice Fantograph wipers that should clear the window pretty nicely. I'm really excited. This is starting to come together. I hope you see what I'm going for. I was just thinking about what I'm going to do because it's going to have like a nice 1-inch tube frame that sort of comes out perpendicular to the corner to wrap around, a nice handhold to help get into the door and also keep brush off them. I'm just putting a few screws in here, hold it down, and we're going to flip it over, mark out the opening for the window. And then we got to take it off and get that window opening cut out. As with any fabrication, there's always lots of forward and back. I'm giving it 1-inch spacing from the actual frame. I think that's going to be plenty. I want as much window as I can. Just keeps visibility as good as you can. That 1-inch should be more than enough for the window gasket I'm going to use. These side windows are going to be likely acrylic. The front one, I'm going to go glass. With the wiper blades operating on it all the time, you really can't beat putting the investment in for glass. It's just not going to scratch as quickly. And I hate scratched up windshields. All right. So I have to use some spacer washers here on the hinge side. I'll wind up making some nice spacers out of aluminum, but for now I'm just going to use some washers just to mock it all up, because everything here has to come back apart at least one more time. Ta-da! There's a door. There. All right, it's time to mark this out on the inside. Let's get the opening cut out, put the hinge in, get the mounting screws in, and then we can work on the striker. We'll do the same for the other side, and then get the front closed in. And I think that's going to be enough to finish out this video. I'm going to have to order a little bit more material to get the roof done, but that's all right. There's no rush on that. It can happen at any time. So let's get marking. Okay, I'm just going to drill out the larger size for the actual sheet body panel, and then I'll tap the frame. I'll be able to put nuts on the inside too if I so choose. I don't think that that's going to hold well enough, so it won't be a big issue. All right, we got that handle in. Now it is time to make a catch. I don't think it has to be too complicated. We'll probably do something similar to like we did before. I'm thinking a small piece of angle, loop back and out, bolt on here, and then we'll be able to shim and adjust in case we need to change the door opening depth. All right, let's cut that up. Okay, I got 2 pieces of angle cut out for the driver and passenger door strikers. I'm going to get the through holes drilled in here. That will use the nut inserts to bolt to the frame. And then we need to weld on some 1/4 inch round bar there. That will be the actual striker for the door latch to catch on. Just really get a measurement on, you know, the sort of the furthest depth, because what we can always do is shim the striker inwards to put a little more squeeze on the door, but it's going to be hard to allow more play. So I'm going to start with it as a loose fit, and then we'll shim it to get it better. Okay, I'm going to keep it pretty simple, and I'm pretty much going to make that striker out of just a regular 1/4 inch bolt. I don't think we need to get any fancier than that. You'll see I'm going to bend it around, weld it in. You're never really even going to know it was a bolt. Just happens to be the only 1/4 inch solid round I have. Okay, 1 3/8. Okay, so we want a 3/4 of an inch space between these bends. Tighten that up just a little more. Well, let's check. Pretty good. Definitely need some shimming, but that is all right. Well, as you've seen, we got the doors done. They're shutting really nicely. The next step is we need to get the front on. So we're going to cut out the sheet of metal for the front, lay it out, put a slight bend in it, and then we're going to get the window opening cut out. Right, Carter?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. And you're going to help me with all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long day.
Not going to be long at all. We've only been out here for a couple hours, and it's going to take us like half an hour. You got me.
Can I try helping you edit the video?
Maybe. Okay, I got to talk now, okay? Okay, well, we got this piece of metal all cut out, and we just need to get a slight bend in it just for that 10-degree rake back on the windshield. So I'm not too concerned about getting a perfect bend. I'm just going to kind of do it by hand. It's only 10 degrees. It's pretty minor. Yep, perfect. Okay, I just showed Carter how to thread a hole. So, nice and perpendicular. Okay, slow. Let it pull in. Yep. Good. A little more. Good. Okay, now reverse it. Push through the other side. That button. Yeah, push on the other side. Yep. Now just slow. Yep. Good. Good. You threaded a hole. Good job. Okay, want me to do all the rest?
Yep.
Okay. Okie dokie. Can you hand me the screw gun when I'm ready?
A screw gun?
This.
What screw gun?
That one right there, with the black bit on it.
The screw gun?
Yeah.
I think you call it a screw gun.
Because does it not put in screws? It's a
No,
drill.
but it's just weird that you call it. It's just weird that you call it a screw gun.
Is it though?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's the word screw.
Would impact driver have been better? Is that what are you giving me crap when we're not using the right terms?
No.
Yeah, we're videoing though.
Okay, so see ya. This leopard.
You want me to end the video? Do you want me to end it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of work. In this episode, we managed to get the driver's, the passenger door done, built from scratch. We got the front on to get the windshield in. You know, my goal was to get the roof on too, but we're short one piece of material, right? It happens. But we now have 3 functional doors that need glass and to obviously get finished up and polished up, but 1, yeah, 2, 3. Still gonna get the door jambs in, the weather stripping on, glass in. There's a ton more to do. This is really just the beginning, but
Engine.
there is an engine in it.
Well, I mean, like, there's not.
It's not powered yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's none of the driver stuff, and there's no steering wheel, and
There's never gonna be a steering wheel. It's not gonna have a steering wheel. It's gonna drive by a lever. So forwards, backwards, sideways, the other way. And remember, because we're doing a skid steer, this thing is going to spin around in a perfect circle. Dead center. It's just going to whip around. It's going to have a 0 turning radius, which I think is pretty cool.
and there's a lot of parts that are supposed to be inside that aren't inside right now.
I know. Thanks for reminding me how much work I have.
This is gonna be a long time, building.
I know. It's already been a year. It's probably going to take another year too.
Really, like 1 on 10.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But anyways, I hope you liked the video. I think you can really see the progress coming along. I mean, you just look at it, it's really starting to look like something. I am super happy with the build. It's honestly just getting more and more popular. If you like the video, hit that subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share the video with others. I'm just a small channel trying to do more. The Snowcat build series is really only the first series coming out. It's the one I wanted to kick off the channel with. So I think it would, it's different enough, unique enough that people will like it. If you've been following any of the other shorts or videos I've done, I've kind of mentioned that I have a big series coming next year. We're lifting our house approximately 4 feet, about 10 feet off the ground. And we're going to dig out, put a basement in, foundations, walls, everything. We just received 1,600 lineal feet of 6x6 timbers. We got offloaded this weekend. That's the first step into next year. So yeah, please follow along. I know this has probably been a longer video. I had a lot to cover. I'm really happy with the results. Thanks again as always, and we'll see you on the next video.
And help us get the silver play button. We don't have a play button.
Right, help us get a play button. He wants one.